Lights! Get this door opened real quick. Welcome back, Stupid Fast Nation. How are you guys doing today? As you can see, a lot going on here at the shop lately. Things look a bit different in the background than they have in the past few weeks. I apologize for not getting a video up sooner than this. I've been extremely hectic lately. I'm one guy, can only do so much. So yeah, for that I apologize. But let's check out some things here at the shop quick, and then we'll talk about what this video is about. So you can see here, a 1970 Firebird, Pontiac Firebird, up on the left. This is a buddy's car of mine. I was actually able to work a deal to trade work on this car to be able to borrow a mini excavator to do some of the work you see out here. And what you don't see out here is some of the lines and stuff dug underground, but what you can see is the driveway. So I've actually started to lay stone down in the driveway. We had to put the 4-inch down first, then the 2B subcompact on top of that, and then I have a small pile of asphalt millings over there that will go here, but that's only going to bring me out a little bit. But I do have more coming at some point, just not right this second. And you can see there's still areas where I got to fill in and stuff. This was just real quick to give me something to be able to drive on, because let me tell you, when it gets wet and snowy, I mean, as you can see over here, it is just, it's insane. There's so much clay and mud that you can't even drive in it. I've literally gotten the Mini-Max stuck in that several times already. So yeah, driveway's been a priority. I can't get cars in and out of the shop without that done. There's also a couple other little things that I've been doing here too. We ran a French drain down to the road because when the pole barn place came and put the pole barn in, they actually hit one of the pipes for the original French drain that was over here to my left that came from down the field. So a lot of this would pool up with water because the French drain got blocked up from the post and have anywhere to go. So naturally it just goes wherever it can. Water will find its least path to resistance. And then there was one other thing we did as well. You can kind of see my front yard is a mess as well. Well, we actually dug a ditch from the house over to here and ran a water and Ethernet cable up under the bottom of the pole barn. So yeah, I didn't fill this ditch in yet, but you can see I ran my water and Ethernet cable straight up underneath of the pole barn. So if we go in here, you'll see the mess that I call the work that we've done within the past week. You can see the hole in the ground there, Ethernet cable, all kinds of mess laying here. That's just temporary, just to lay things here until we get the chance to work with it. Also, you can see behind me there is walls. There's walls here for the shop. I'm working on putting the door up over here, and then this will be an office area where I can do editing. I can work on build plans, you know, anything really. I'll have a desk here, right? So I was actually gonna do like an L-shaped desk right here. We'll have a mat, a couple seats when you walk in or whatever. There'll be a bathroom over there, and then I'm not sure what's gonna be over here. But you can see I got some of the pot lights installed, which kind of light up this area a little bit better as well. Now this is gonna get cleaned out, obviously sheetrock. Everything's gonna be really nice in here, and then I'll have, you know, monitors and the whole 9 yards set up here on the desk, and hopefully not a lazy boy chair, definitely a regular chair, like a computer chair or something. So yeah, anyway, let me get that door shut real fast so that way it's not freezing cold in here while I do this video, because it is March, beginning of March in Pennsylvania, and the weather changes like crazy in Pennsylvania. So one day it could be 60 degrees, the next day it could be 20 degrees. Today I'm lucky, I think it's like 32 or 35 degrees out, and it's only raining, so the cold is not considerably low for what it is in Pennsylvania, but it is a little bit chilly. So yeah, anyways, that's not why I brought you guys here for this video. I brought you guys here to talk about the Mustang.
I was starving, now I'm eating till my belly full. From up north, we get cold, you need a heavy coat. Scared to end up on a shirt before a centerfold. Devil on my back, target on me, daily too. Play for keeps, don't tweet. It's not peace, don't speak. 24, no sleep. This is real, no tweet. My bros for life, can't break this link. Family on my side, baby stay around me. I don't want no combo, I want checks. I don't want the second, I want this. I'm all in my ass way, I'm a wreck. I've been moving like a hot mess. I don't want no combo, I want checks. I don't want the second, I want this. I'm all in my ass way, I'm a wreck.
2015 S550 Mustang. Now, some of you, if you've been following the channel for a while, you've known that I've had this Mustang sitting in the background for quite some time. Actually, probably like 2 years now I've had this Mustang sitting, and I've just been waiting patiently to do a build on this Mustang. And, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube videos just like the rest of you guys. Yeah, I may create YouTube videos and I spend a lot of time doing that, and I love to make videos, but I also love to watch videos. I'm not only a creator, I also like to watch other people's videos. I get ideas from that. It kind of creates a creative spike in me when I watch videos, and we'll get my own ideas popping in my head and stuff like that. But yeah, so 2015 Mustang S550. I want to do a little bit of work on this today. I don't want to do a whole talking video, obviously. I've been about more work lately than talking so much, but I've been seeing a lot of these cars pop up on YouTube lately, specifically 3 channels that I've noticed, which are relatively large channels. One being, I believe, Westen Champlin is doing a Cummins swap on a 2015 Mustang GT, right? So he's actually taken the Dodge Cummins motor and he is transplanting one of those into this. Then you have B is for Build. B is for Build is a little bit different. He's actually cutting the body off of this car and transplanting an older style, I believe it's like a 67 fastback or something like that, body onto that chassis, which is pretty sick. Then you have Vtuned. He's doing something similar like B is for Build, except I believe he's taking the chassis of the car, like the subframe and stuff like that, and using parts from it to create the older style Mustang. Kind of like a restomod, if you will, or like an old sport touring type deal, but he's doing the Coyote drivetrain and everything in the older Mustang. He's not stealing the chassis from the 2015. I think he's using his own chassis. Well, anyways, I haven't got that far in the video series yet, and I don't think he's gotten that far in the build yet, but you get the idea. So these guys are doing some epic builds with the 2015 to 2017, 2018 Mustang GT. And so, like I said, I have been sitting on this car for a while now, and you know, with all the work going on in the shop here, so you know, we haven't really gotten incredibly far with the work on the shop. As you can see, the walls and everything are still very open. There's no ceiling. I've only got several lights to hold me over, and I've got some of my work area done. That kind of limits my potential on videos that I can put out for you guys. But seeing the spike in Mustang videos in these newer gen Mustangs, I was like, you know what? This is a really good time to start this build and kick this build off. I know I did a video like a year and a half on this thing, and I've literally talked about it so many times this summer, and I've been dying. I've actually been designing what I want this car to be in the background, and I haven't, you know, really talked to anybody about it or shown anybody what I want to do. But now is the time. So thanks to those guys, they've kind of created a platform that I can jumpstart this build on, and hopefully there's enough interest. Now, I've rolled in my head several different build ideas for this, and I really need your guys' help with this, okay? I need you guys to comment. I know if you follow my Instagram at StupidFastJohn, I've put up a post here and there about this car, kind of feeling out what people would want, and even on my own Facebook, right? To see what you guys would want to see transplanted into this thing. And I've come down to a few conclusions. So, like I said, there's Wes doing the Cummins swap, there's B is for Bill doing the restomod, Vtuned doing the restomod, and then there's also Shane Wally, who is a little bit smaller of a YouTuber, but he's also done an LS swap in one of these. So those options are out for me. There's also MotionAutoTv doing the 2JZ swap, which originally that's kind of what I wanted to do. I really wanted to do the 2JZ swap, but that was kind of taken. I want to be a pioneer in this one, okay? I want to be the first guy to do something different with one of these. Now, I know there's a bunch of other stuff going on, but I really think we can kind of sort of capitalize on this a little bit. So I've got a few ideas. So make sure you comment below. I want to know what you guys think. So let me just roll you guys through some of the ideas I have first, and then I'll read through the comments, obviously, after the video's posted and that, and we'll come to a conclusion. But let me tell you where I'm at in my head. So this is what I've kind of narrowed it down to. Originally, I had thought, you know, LS, maybe the Ford Barra swap, a rotary swap, 2JZ, Hellcat, Elephant. I thought about diesel motors. After getting the Mini-Max, I was like, man, I really love this diesel platform. This would be something cool. I could do fun drag build, but that's already being done, so I'm not going down that path. But to be different, that leaves me with a couple options out of those different swaps that I just listed. So, I mean, kick me in the butt if I'm wrong, but I was thinking HELLCAT SWAP. I think that's an insane platform for this. I know that Dodge makes an incredible drivetrain and they make awesome packages. Crate motors, they come with transmissions, you can get them with wiring harnesses, the whole 9 yards, and then we can literally drop that in, get a custom drive shaft made, call that good. The problem is the HELLCAT is an extremely expensive platform starting at $30,000. Obviously, I can't afford a $30,000 platform this second. I could save up a little bit over time, hopefully eventually be able to afford something like that to stick in it. Then you have the HELLCAT. Now, I thought about the HELLCAT for a long time. I was like, man, this thing would be so sick. They're like, what, 707 horsepower right out of the box. Boom, you shove this baby in there, you're good to go, right? 707 off the rip. The HELLCAT, I think, is like 1,000 horsepower off the rip. Now, that's not to the tire, that's to the flywheel. So until you're said and done, it's like 850 to the tire with the HELLCAT and probably like 600 with the HELLCAT. I already know what 600 horsepower is like. The Fox in the back there, big single turbo LS swap, turbo 400 trans, makes probably upwards of 750 now to the rear tire. So I know what that's like already. Different kind of power usage, right? Different kind of power usage. Supercharged versus turbo, that's a completely different realm. One of the other things, I wanted to keep the car stick. So I was like, well, they offer auto packages. I could get a used HELLCAT drivetrain with the 6-speed transmission. They're a little harder to find, but I know they're out there. I've seen them for sale already. So I'm kind of tossing up between the HELLCAT and the HELLCAT. But then I was like, rotary. I really love the rotary, and seeing Rob Dom's new videos with the 4-rotor setup, I was like, man, that'd be pretty sick. Do like a rotary swap Mustang. And I was like, well, obviously I can't afford a 4-rotor that, you know, upwards of 100 grand for that custom setup. But 3-rotor 20B, if Rob Dom didn't buy them all already, the 3-rotor 20B setup is like $6,500 on eBay. I believe you can get them with the transmission for that. Obviously that transmission is probably just gonna get kicked to the curb because the stock Mazda trans, they're not that great from the factory. So I'd probably stick something Chevy or Ford or something in it that's gonna hold a little bit more power than that. So I've also thought about that too. And then there's the 13B, which is the 2-rotor instead of the 3-rotor. They're a little bit cheaper than that. Even you get those for like 2 or 3 grand with the turbo, the twin turbos on them, I believe, from the factory. But I don't know. I just been tossing up some ideas. I'm not gonna spend the entire video talking. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What you think would be the best swap for this. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of still wanting to find what I want to swap into this yet. But anyway, I want to get started. Let's assess some of the damage in this thing. Let's talk about it for a second, and then we'll go ahead and start doing some of the work on it. All right, guys, 2015 Mustang S550. So I bought this thing about 2 years ago, sometime in 2018. I believe it was like summer 2018. It did have fenders, did have a hood, did have the front bumper. I still have the front bumper right up there. There was no drivetrain in it. There's no wiring harness. There's no front brakes on it. I don't remember if it had rear brakes or not, but all the rear suspension's there. No, basically no interior. Well, half the interior. There's no seats. The wiring that's in there, I put it in there, did not come with the car. And then no steering wheel, no linkage, no stereo, no nothing. Now I put a lot of stuff in this car already, and I have a ton of stuff upstairs for it. If you look up there, I've literally got a shelf full of parts and then half my floor. And I've literally got everything to make this car a rolling chassis again. So what had happened was I bought this car, realized how much stuff it needed, and then bought a second car. And then so that also got wrecked in the side. I believe it was the passenger side. This was all in the first video, by the way. I'll put a link right here for you guys. There was actually a hit on this side of the car. It got T-boned. So I was able to steal a bunch of parts off of it. Wheels, tires, wiring harness, leather interior, you know, dash components, radio, everything I need to make this car a rolling chassis again. Headers, drive shaft, computer, all the wiring, all the brake components, the steering wheel, everything that this car doesn't have, that car does, except for one headlight, fenders, hood, bumper, and obviously the drivetrain. So that puts us in a really good position currently. We have a ton of work we can do to this car as it sits to get it ready while we figure out what we're gonna do for the drivetrain. I haven't made up my mind already. I definitely want the viewers to chime in. Make sure you shoot the comment below. Let me know what you think. What needs to go in this car? So yeah, anyway, I paid $3,000 from this, and then I also bought a second chassis local to me. That was the T-boned one. I paid $3,200, I think, for that. So I had, you know, what, 62 plus shipping was 600, so $6,800. I sold some of the second sets of parts that I had off the other chassis. I made back about $1,000, so that puts us about $5,800 total investment into this thing, and I still have a lot of double parts left. I still have a second independent rear suspension, doors, door wiring harness, windows, you know, extra things like that that this car does not need. So at some point we'll eventually sell that stuff to help fund this build. So you can see this car kind of had a light front hit. This frame rail right here. Actually, let me get this crap off the car real quick. This junk off of there. I just set it there temporarily. So you can see here, right here, this was bent. So this got a light front hit. This side also got bent, right? So you can see this one was shoved to the left a little bit. And you may not be able to see it that good on the video. This strut tower and side are in very good condition. There's no damage to this one. This one, however, is very hard to see, but if you look back here, right here, you can see this pinch right here, this bend. The other side does not have that bend. Therefore, this was affected by the wreck. So when this got hit to the front, this might have twisted in just a hair, which caused this crease. I've got two options here, okay? This is the way I see it. I have two options. I save the strut towers off the other Mustang, and I have those upstairs in my parts inventory. I could literally chop, pieces off of each one and make this work, re-weld it together, grind it all down, Bondo, primer, paint, call it good, right? Or I could take it to a frame shop and have them pull the front of this out. I don't know if I want to pull the front out or not. I don't know how much it'll cost. I'm definitely going to call a frame shop before I cut anything off and see what they want to straighten this out, or if it can even be straightened out. Because if you look back here, I don't know, can I get some good light there? There's actually a bend in the frame right here. It's kind of like a crease, if you will, where this thing took the brunt of the force. It's actually designed to do that in that crease. So that actually would need to be straightened out. I don't know if that's usable or not. If not, whatever. We have a whole nother front. I could cut this off in however direction I want and fix that. But if they could straighten that out as best as possible so that I didn't have to cut half the strut off, right? Maybe I could just cut from the crease forward here and follow that line. That would be a lot better. So I don't know. I got a couple options, couple ways to do this. I got to do my homework, dig into that a little bit before anything else. So yeah, enough talking. Let me go ahead and get this thing cleaned off real quick, and then we'll start installing some of the stuff like tail lights, wiring, interior pieces, stuff like that, getting it ready. I've got the big Brembo front brakes I want to toss on this, and we've got a lot of work to do, so let's just dive into it and get started.
Pay to play, the sun still won't get a cent from me. I mix the fit up with the side like it's a remedy. I mix it up inside the pot, watch it drip while it drop. Time to take it to the top. Chips all in the middle like it for no.
Alright guys, so now we got the back of the car cleaned off. I'm going to go ahead and grab the tail lights and the center section here, because you can see the GT logo's missing. For whatever reason, I guess they sell the GT logos off of it. And we'll get that replaced. I do have the replacement for that. So let's go ahead and get those installed real quick.
I won't flop, we gon' pop like a soda can top. To me this is nothing, call my bluff and I won't stop when I flex. I don't.
Alright, so honestly I wish I had lights upstairs so I could show you guys really how many parts have to go back into this car. But yeah, so I went upstairs, I grabbed the tail lights, grabbed the rear piece just like I said. You can see here the tail lights are used but in excellent shape and wrapped up and ready to go. Peanuts! I know a guy at work who would love to have his toolbox filled with these peanuts. Rick, if you see this video, I'm coming to get you. Alright, let's get these babies installed.
No combo, I want chest. I want the chest. I don't want the second, I want best. I want best. By any means, that's a.
Oh, a little bit of a tight fit. But I made it.
Triple threat. That ass is getting bigger, I might flip. I don't want no combo, I want checks. I don't want the second, I want best. I'm all in my head, swear I'm a wreck. I've been moving like a hot mess. I don't want no combo, I want checks. I don't want the second, I want best. I'm all in my head, swear I'm a wreck. I've been moving like a hot mess.
Alright, so I got the bolts loose here. I think we just popped the clips and then this baby ought to come out. Now, I like to kind of be careful with this because there is a camera for the backup on this. This is a performance package car, so it does have the larger screen in the center. I think they call that the navigation unit. So it does have the backup camera and other cool features like that the performance pack cars came with. And actually both parts cars that I got were both performance package cars. So they both had some really neat features. Like I said, the other car had Brembo, big Brembo, like the dish pan brakes that'll be going on this car. So this thing ought to have incredible performance when it's done, at least from the chassis standpoint. Still got to figure out the motor and all that other stuff, but you know, we can figure that out. I'm gonna cheat and look at this one. Make sure I'm doing this the right way. Yeah, it looks like clips. Pop those clips out. Forgot to take the bolts out of this one. I have a habit when I take a bolt out of something, I like to put it back in the same bolt hole. That way, you can never really forget where it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this upstairs real fast, but make sure the trunk latches under there. Close that bad boy. Woo! And there you have it. Man, that changes the whole look of the car, doesn't it? GT. I can see it already. I don't know about this stuff here. That's for the wing that was on there. We're gonna wind up cleaning that off. I already have an epic idea for this. I want to do a sketch of this before I talk about like the concept of what I want the car to look like, colors, etc., etc. So I'm not going to give those details away in this video, but yeah, check this thing out. Let's get a cinematic of this. Yeah, so that is absolutely sick looking. Just wow. Get a back shot of this a little bit, but man, that just really changes the whole look. From the back, it doesn't really look like a chassis anymore. Kind of starting to look like a car. It's amazing what those three little pieces can do for this thing. But I got one more thing. Let's do one more thing real quick. I want to see something else yet. Alright, so this didn't turn out exactly as I wanted to, but it's not that bad. Alright, so I put the front bumper in place, and I'm just like, wanted to get kind of a look to see what was going on here. I just really wanted to get a look for the car. I guess you're not really going to see much without a bumper and fenders, or I'm sorry, without a hood and fenders and headlights, obviously, but it's not that bad. Take a step back here behind the nitrous-powered Chinese ATV. Yeah, all right. Can you see the vision with me? Can you see the vision? I want to see if you guys can see the vision like I can. I can see it. Here, here, and right in here. Yeah, that's it. That's what I needed. All right, guys. So I apologize. That's about all the battery life I have left on my GoPro 7. I thought I had my other battery charged. Apparently not, because it wouldn't turn the other GoPro on. So I kind of have to cut it there. I want to do some more filming this weekend. I have the entire weekend off. So if I can get 100 likes on this video, I'll do another video of this weekend. We'll put the interior together, start getting the wiring laid out and stuff like that. But give me 100 likes. Let me see if you guys want this car on the channel. Give me the 100 likes. Also, if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see future videos here. I know I've been kind of putting off the Chinese ATV a little bit. I really want to finish blowing this thing up. As you can see, the nitrous bottle and the warmer, the Walmart warmer on there. But I need a little bit warmer weather. I put the pressure gauge on it so we can make sure our bottle pressure is up on this thing so that it actually works to its full potential. So yeah, we got tons of stuff going on. I actually have a build I want to do with this probably after I'm done with that. So that will be a little bit, maybe in between, we'll see. And then I have a build I want to do with that guy right there. So that's it for this one, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.